Hello, Scorpio. Something tells me I'm going to enjoy reading this reading for you. Welcome, Scorpio. These messages may resonate more if Scorpio is found in Sun rising and or Jupiter position. However, keep a couple things in mind that if you're here because of either Moon, Mercury, or even Venus in being in the sign of Scorpio, you may be looking for emotional redemption that this reading may not provide, so go check out my sister channel. The link can be found below in the description box, as well as other various forms of contacting me, the healer that I am, for any type of remote service of any kind, wherever you are, Scorpio. All right, please remember that time is of no relevancy. Whatever brings you here at any moment in time doesn't mean you may not resonate with these messages. All right, you may take something, a little bit, all of it, I don't know, but I said what I said about emotional redemption for a reason, and it shall trigger those whomever it triggers. Scorpio. I already want to get into my singing vibe. It always happens with you. Well, not always, but when it's good, I want to sing. All right, please remember that the love variant covers whatever the love variant wants to cover, whether you're single, married, divorced, polyamorous, karmic, divine, I don't know. Whatever wants to come and be talked about is what will be discussed. It could be one niche, several niches. I don't know, but then I do know. Let's go. All right, so. Ooh, juicy. Y'all are having way too much fun. Okay, simmer down. Yeah, and I mean it though. I mean it in a very juicy way that you're living. It doesn't have to necessarily mean in the bedroom. It just means that your perception, your over thirst of life is really it's really sensational. All right, you're using your senses wisely. You're using them to really feel your way through existence, and it's beautiful. You're really taking the experience of what it means to be human to a pushing way, you know. Now, skirt, yeah, throw in some shade here a little bit. I am picking up some energies where y'all are pushing it to the bounds where if y'all even make it to this reading, I'd be surprised. But if y'all are here, you're doing too much, okay? You're doing too much in regards to not consenting and pushing your needs onto another person, all right? I highly doubt there are more than 5 of you listening out to this reading, because you will feel like caught and exposed. So y'all already gone. So welcome the others, where we are allowing ourselves to feel and feel greatly and accept that wherever the feeling wants to romanticize itself, that we have everyone involved or everything involved be of a kindred spirit. Lots of sexual energy coming through here, lots of intimacy, lots of needing to feel each other's presence. So Sekhmet is the ruler of justice, loves this energy because you're learning how to be diplomatic. You want to balance as many attributes of the energies as possible. You consume your diet wisely. You are conscientious. You are compassionate, you have empathy, you are sensitive, you're vulnerable. Like, those are beautiful qualities. And then there are other reasons what you're maybe searching for that haven't yet been talked about, and they may not be talked about. So that's why that part is the emotional redemption part, because wherever you might be getting flustered or feeling exposed or even angry could be understood over in the other channel. Follow your intuition for that one. Because the energies don't like it. It feels off because the energy of light and darkness, of the absence of light, Bastet, doesn't agree with some of your actions. But they're not going to be talked about here. So things come, it's like push comes to shove. Things are doing really, you're doing things well. Things are going well for you. And the things that aren't going well, you pretty much know why they aren't going well for you. All right, Scorpio. I want it to be a good reading, but it's not about what I want. It's barely even about what you want, right? It's like, yeah, if it was about everything we wanted, shit would be nice. The Smith, overthinking, taking action. Here, the Smith. We have the Puppeteer, explanations and apologies. Oof, oof, oof. Oof. You don't have to explain yourself so much, and you don't have to apologize so much. Alright, someone's negative father aspects, like a father figure made this like a shadow aspect within the listener, that the trigger warnings of safety that those mechanics that the intuition provides, you're second guessing. That has something to do with someone's fatherly abuse. Okay, and we have the guide here, inheritance correction. So what's ultimately coming, what I initially picked up of, like, oh, this is going to be a good reading, is power. All right, you have an absolute amazing ability to create and put your mind and focus onto something. When you want to do something, you put in all your heart and soul, and you really take pride in finishing whatever it is that you start. And when you do that, it's a euphoric high that keeps you, I would say, ethereally attached to a narrative that you are here fulfilling a sense of purpose for yourself, because you are answering to something that is asking you to follow its guide, and also becoming a guide maybe by doing that for others. So I see someone in a very prestigious role, teaching other people, wanting to teach other people their niches, their hobbies, their talents, and being really good at it, leaving a footprint of a marking of legendary involvement for people that really benefit off of what it is that you have to give. So what's really kicking in is your awareness to that, if you don't remember it, or if you've been doing too much busy work into other people but not for yourself. And just so many different attacks I'm getting, that Scorpio is like, oh, like everything is like clicking open of awareness, and that is you like hammering away with this hammer here and forging your existence and feeling every impact. And that impact is like allowing you to literally let go of what's no longer serving you, having an opportunity to cut the cords of that connection, you know, the traumatic connection, cutting the cord esoterically. Maybe even for some of you, getting a past life regression and cutting it that way. Some of you feel guided to be in the relationships that you are at this time, whatever relationship they really are, but I am definitely picking up more a marriage attribute, like you are very destined to either be married, become married, or marry the person that you're with. I feel like someone's answering to something, and it's nice. It's nice. The only thing that's weary about it is not bringing your storm to the table, knowing the difference of when your bullshit is truly your bullshit, and you can't force someone to pay attention to when and how to fix your bullshit. That's mostly your job. The narrative of having like an audience to you recycling your bullshit is that people want to pay to be there, and their presence is them paying their time to be there, and that is something to maybe think about, and to gain a better awareness of self-worth, self-love for yourself and your connections that you have with individuals, especially in home-orientated settings here. So, someone wants to get involved, like I'm seeing like either gardening or is doing a lot of gardening, like a lot of busy work with hands, maybe also Reiki, doing the Reiki surgeries, like really spending a lot of time creating with hand magic here. Sculpting, getting busy with your hands. The spark is coming from wanting to understand more about themselves. Again, it's just, some people are like, ugh, you know. But more of yourself is the best thing that you could really just give to anyone, is more of yourself, because being more of yourself means that you are your own best friend first, and realizing that your own best friend makes you your own version of your own enemy, and dealing with those character differences at any point of contact in presence of others that either love you or are strangers. They really define a narrative that's happening within, wherever you are in the stage of your spiritual journey or not, whether your third eye is open or not. It's just shaping you. It's shaping you through the hardening of time, or the passing of time, or the establishment of time. And whatever is coming to kind of like convict itself through you is literally permeating through you. So you're really becoming all of the existence, which is a good thing, because you're experiencing all or nothing, instead of falling short of everything. Getting this sense of thrill, I would say, is allowing you to super focus on what makes up the construct of a home, starting with the wellness of your mind, the comforts of your heart, and the well-being of your physical mobility. Seven of Wands, protecting yourself, protecting your dignity, fending off any troublesome energies, because the Seven of Wands is very narcissistic and repelling anything away, even if it has to manipulate itself away from the situation. Even if it means it now has the breaking news of being egocentric and an asshole, there was a reason why you did it. And whether it's understood by the people that now have labeled you as being a victim of your narcissism, so be it in a way. All right, you kind of shrug your shoulders and you move on, because you can't spend your time, neither do you want to, trying to change a perspective that doesn't want to be changed. So in it comes changing yourself here, justice, overall understanding of what that means, to dive into things that make you feel excited, as mentioned, and maybe hearing criticisms from other people. The timing is off, they would rather have chosen a different color, do it this way, not that way, like all these nuanced ways, but they're just also not doing it, all right? They're also not doing the best of themselves, so why are they over here critiquing you? And that's kind of justice working in your favor here a bit, for you to see what it means for energies to, again, be in your favor, and for you to feel the fruits of the fruits of labor of the Seven of Pentacles energy. Because Seven of Pentacles energy is, I'm aware of what I have, and I also understand what is missing, and I want to concentrate on what I have so that I can build on creating what is missing. It's a very studious energy and wants to make sure the details are close to exact as possible, so that the accomplishment of self gets gratified, right? With the Nine of Wands energy, some of that can be just milestones of either lots of successes or lots of failures. But wherever the paradigm of existence lies, you are still in the experience of learning the most of it from your viewpoint and becoming confident, all right, in that of which it is you know. And that's overall justice working in your favor, where at the same time it's providing justice to be continuously in your favor by drawing the lines of what behaviors are accepted by people and what not, what boundaries need to be placed and not crossed, and like verbal contracts need to be solidified and made. Four of Wands, beautiful energy. Okay, what comes in and solidifies itself for you is lots of opportunity. Okay, Four of Wands is that soulmate energy, redefining yourself, thus something around you mirrors itself outside of you in tandem, and a Wheel of Fortune saying, you know, you wanted to be wealthy in this richness of desire, so it shall come without you needing to put a number bracket on it. This is a message not for everyone, but someone should smoke cannabis more. So like with all this anxiety, I'm supposed to smoke more. If you're going at it with that energy prior to smoking, you are going to receive the negative effects. So we have Ten of Swords, Page of Wands, and look at that, Seven of Pentacles here again. So you see how he's really studying, like becoming very detail orientated, but also unsure about what to expect. It's like, I understand what I have, and I also understand what I would like to continue. And you're building more structure into that feeling. You had it before. Some shadow aspects of self are coming through just witness of how unfair life can be. But ultimately, you're taking yourself seriously enough to restart again. Restart your talent, your hobbies, restart picking up that paintbrush and putting it on a canvas, like knitting, crocheting, getting something done with your hands. Maybe also reading cards here for someone. Something's like being picked off and dusted off from the shelf, and you're returning to it. You have, you're returning to it with the Knight of Pentacles, with a different perspective. Because you have the Knight of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. So the fortune is to be had, because this fortune, again, you're already starting with, all right? This is really about learning how to gain comfort in where you slumber, where you like relax, because if there's anyone in that field, in that zone that is chaotic, you want to bring some harmony. And you want to tame that energy. It's like if you're a parent, you want to tame the wild side of your children, just like planning out naps better, planning out the feeding time, and just a way that when you sit down for yourself, you have a moment for yourself, even if it's just like 30 seconds. Like, it's a milestone, and that milestone is awarded with opportunity, that it's just really slow for you to feel, with higher sense of euphoria, because they're still hitting milestones into where you've been injured before, and those injuries need to make time to kind of remove their own impurities, because these moments that are like traumatic, they do affect your Akashic records. So with that in mind, the physical form of what it is that you are, including the things that you do, the people that you interact with, the people that you sleep with, the people that you socially drink with, smoke with, they all have some sort of influence in what it is that you're becoming. Ether just wants you to understand where to bring in more focused attention, so that way you can understand other lessons that are coming. And the other lessons that are coming, look at that, how beautiful, the Ten of Cups energy. You're in the mile marker of a chapter ending and a new one unfolding, all right, with 10-10 energy here at the table. You may not know exactly when the chapter has ended, or maybe not even know exactly when the chapter is beginning, but that's not up for you to know. It's up for you to discover and traverse in, and to travel in, to show up in. Again, with that Nine of Wands energy, just showing up and doing. Look at that, how beautiful. Showing up and doing gives you exactly what it is that you need with the Star card. And it's not even about what it is that you need, but what it is that you are, with Judgment. Showing up right after that. You're returning to more of you, because Akashic Records showed up, all right? So some of you are going to meditate one day and boom, that shit just pops right open. And you're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? And that's you, and you making sense of more of you in light, fashion, and form. Your Akashic Records wants to tell you a story of why you're having the life that you're having now. Without you knowing it, your Akashic Records trying to also help you make sense of it. And then your Akashic Records is saying, I need you to start learning how to pay attention to me, because we need to establish some sort of trust here that there is something happening outside of the reality that you claim to be real. And they're all interconnected, they're all harmonious, they're all levels of dissecting where they unfold of visions or influences in the physical form, relationships and people, time and space. Is like ridiculous how narrow-minded, how little nitpicky it can get, but how interconnected it all is, and it establishes itself into the connections that you have with yourself and other people. Because right now you're very solid to other people, it's about other people not being so solid with you, and you kind of having to weasel them out, but the weaseling them out by being very present. You're not leaving anyone, is you're kind of filtering out the bullshit, and remembering who you are is part of why Akashic Records shows up a few times in this reading, asking you passive-aggressively, do you know what that is? Have you tapped into it? And if you have, what do you think? Empress. You're not attracting right now, you're repelling. By repelling, what I mean by that is you're getting, what's returning to you is more of you. And it's making you glow exponentially. And while you're glowing exponentially, that's how you're attracting things. Right? So some of you are like anointed with a lot of people, a lot of maybe opportunities coming in the next 3 months, or like you're not understanding why all this shit is happening all of a sudden, and yeah, just bounce with it. Because the Chariot understands why. You just need to break away from something. You need to feel as to why, and that has a different trajectory of time and space than you will ever really understand or be prepared for, or even mark on your due date, or even mark down with an actual due date. It doesn't like operating that way. It doesn't really like saying that's exactly what's going to happen. It's not about it not being able to happen then, but why need the validation? Why not become the validation? Fucking Seven of Swords. Alright, I'm not as angry with the Seven of Swords. So, Seven of Swords says deceptive energy. I usually get really pissed off with this energy coming around, but I can simmer down a little bit, because what it's doing, it's saying that all that either wants to make you be aware of right now is that you are not attracting, you are repelling, okay? And you need to repel by understanding your worth. And the higher you go in elevation of worthiness, the lower those become that don't have that same worth. Can you have an eye out for them? Can you spot them? All right, because being able to spot them is to be able to be made aware as to why you feel either is bum rushing you with an opportunity that you've always waited for, and all of a sudden you don't understand why it's happening now. All right, it's because it's fulfilling a narrative of your inner child that has a different fantasy going on. It's a different timeline. And whenever she says it's ready and the Empress energy says it's ready, that's when baby is born. Okay. Does it mean that someone may have a baby coming? Yeah, it could. Empress energy is that energy. Glowing from the inside out. Someone could be pregnant. anticipating a lot more feminine energy, so I am sensing like feminine energy here. Some of you don't want it, so you're going to have to really learn how to step into the deceptive energy and not let it consume you in order for it to, as in, make wiser choices. If you already know certain better, if you think you already know better, then behave better. That's how you negate a better self-control of deceptive energy for yourself, so that way when you do wrong or you feel like you make mistakes, you don't harm yourself as much. You can handle the blow. All right, that's teaching you self-discipline and strength here with the Strength card. Some of you want to know whether or not, if you are pregnant, you want to know whether or not the person that you have been impregnated by is going to stay with you. And the answer is no. But you are forever connected, should you choose to carry on. All right. Do you need a break? You are your own. The end starts in the beginning. Alrighty, that is all that I have for you at this time. Again, if you'd like any of my services, please know I'm a master healer. I operate with wherever you are in this ether. Okay, whatever time trajectory, wherever you are. Alright, feel free to check out the description box below on how to get anything of your interest going. I'm looking forward to maybe seeing you check out my other channel. In either way, I wish for you to keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.